How's it going, East Austin? It's Friday night. Yeah, is everybody having a good year? Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for your honesty. Yeah, this year sucks, all right? I think we can all agree with that. I'm addicted to my phone. Anybody else? The other day I was going through old texts and I found this one. It was like, "Hey, you have such a gorgeous smile. Can't wait to see you today. Northern Dental." I moved out here about a year and a half ago. I'm originally from Massachusetts. I'm still adjusting to the South still. You guys do things very differently here. Even your homeless people, do things differently. They get very creative. Like, they like to disguise themselves as parking attendants. The first time I saw that, I totally fell for it. I was like, oh, this parking spot costs $20 and a cigarette? All right. Here you go, man. Yeah, it's rough. Who has roommates? Anybody have roommates? All right, we got two. Everybody else is privileged. I see how it is. Living alone is a privilege at this point, Society just punishes you for being broke. It's like, you're not contributing much, so go on Facebook Marketplace, find your two friends. Build a family. I live with two other women, and I'm not good at living with other women, I'm a little socially awkward, so I never know what to do when they have friends over. They'll all be in the living room having a movie night, and I'll just walk in and be like, "Oh, you guys are watching Mean Girls? I was bullied once." And just kind of turn around and go back in my room. Usually I'll offer them some weird snack first and just be like, "Would anyone like some unsalted cashews? I just bought them." Never any takers. I've always been kind of socially awkward. Recently, there's a new buzzword going around, autistic. You guys heard this? It's pretty crazy. People will come up to me and be like, "Are you autistic?" And I'm like, no, I'm socially awkward, very different, all right? Socially awkward is based on lifestyle choices. It's like type 2 diabetes. I got this way over a long progression of time. And now I have it forever. It's how it works. I'm not good at reading people. I can never tell when my roommates are mad at me. Like, they'll do this thing where they pretend everything's cool, and then, like, months later just tell me everything I'm doing wrong. Anybody else experience this? It's this magic trick that women play. It's called holding a grudge. It's really cool. Can you guys imagine if cops did that? You get pulled over, let off with a warning. Then a couple months later, a speeding ticket shows up with a note that says, "So it's actually really been bothering me." They always act like it's gonna be so fun, They always they hang up those cute little signs that say "Live, Laugh, Love." Those signs aren't accurate. What it should say is "Fight, Cry, Leave." I want to see someone who's brave enough to put that sign up, because it's the truth. It's the truth, and we all know it. Yeah, my roommate the other day, she was like, "Hey, can you put your toaster away?" You guys familiar with this? I was not. I was very confused. I had to rethink my whole life there for a second. I'm like, have I been doing it wrong? I don't. Because I've been toaster out my whole life, truthfully. I've been toaster out. There's toaster in people, apparently. I didn't know about that. We got any toaster ins in the crowd? You can be brave. You can admit it. You can admit you're crazy. We're not. It's a safe place. I just caused a dispute in the crowd. Don't you fucking dare accuse me of being toaster out. Your mother's toaster out. I don't trust him. I don't trust the toaster ins. I really don't, because if you think about it, you don't do that with other things. Like, I don't go to bed at night and turn off my lamp and then rip the cord out and shove it in the closet. I don't do that. And she's like, well, is there somewhere I can put it? I'm like, yeah, how about my bathtub? That would be a great place for it. Yeah. I actually lived with men for a little while this year, and wow, that was different. Very different experience. First of all, no furniture in there, very echoey. I just walk in, there's like a futon next to a folding chair, the microwave. I'm like, are you guys creating a break room? Why would you need that? You're all unemployed. You need to take a break from YouTube? I don't know. Yeah, it's, guys, they don't have any decorations on the walls, unless you count the Stolen Street sign. Weed Street. It's a very nice touch. I kind of liked it, though, not gonna lie. I kind of liked living with men because it was so much easier. Like, they don't care about the things women care about. Like, your female roommate will send you a picture of food you left out and be like, this is unacceptable. Your guy roommate will send you a picture of food you left out and be like, this is still good, right? Like, I just feel like if I left my toaster out in front of my guy roommate, it would have been a very different scenario. He would just walk in and be like, oh, when did we get a toaster? Does this mean I can stop microwaving the toaster strudels? I'm like, yeah, please stop doing that. That's disgusting. You don't have to fight for territory when you live with men. Like, you don't have to fight for a space in the fridge or the cabinets, because there's nothing in there. There's nothing. Except for one old takeout container and a 30 rack. That's all that's in there. And then you open the cabinet and there's just a giant tub of whey protein powder. For some reason, always owned by the fattest roommate. He's like, let's go, it's dirty bulk season. I'm like, I think at this point you should just call it going to Wendy's. I think you're not fooling anybody. Yeah, I've had a lot of interesting incidents here. My car broke down in a Planet Fitness parking lot. Thank God, judgment-free zone. Thank God. Because I know nothing about cars, but I feel like that's not my fault. You know, like, no one ever taught me about cars. What I'm trying to say is, ladies, there was never an edition of Cosmo magazine that was like, fun quiz. Which dashboard alert signal are you? And then you get to the end and it's like, oh, you're low tire pressure. You get turned on for no reason at all. No, they didn't teach me what to do if I blew a tire. They just taught me how to blow Tyler. That's all they were good for. I'm a terrible driver. Andre's fixing my car parking right now, actually. I'm so bad at it. But my driving reminds me of the way I approach relationships. You know, like, I'm so oblivious that it's going so badly. I'm like, I really think this is going somewhere. And he's like, you mean left onto a one-way? That's where we're going right now. Yeah. I've gotten fired a lot here. I've worked a lot of just really random jobs. I do this thing where I show up an hour late, and then the next day I show up 2 hours late. And then the day after that I show up 2.5 hours late. I call it microdosing unemployment. Just practicing sleeping in, you know? Yeah, but right now I did get fired, so I'm taking the heroic dose. Buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, you know? It really has been a bumpy ride. I've been struggling with money this whole year. Anybody else? I don't know why that's so funny. I just found a screenshot from my bank account that just said $1, and I was like, put this in the flipogram for 2022. I'm like so broke that like if one auto pay, if I forget about it, I'm fucked, you know? I'm like, all right, I got enough for gas, I got enough for groceries. Fuck, Spotify Premium. It's over. Now I gotta eat pistachios. They are expensive. I may be poor, I do have expensive taste though, that's part of the problem. Yeah. I've worked so many odd jobs. Who's worked the food industry here? Ooh, yeah, it's always like the saddest reaction. It's usually that just gets like a long sigh. I've learned a lot of rules in the food industry. Rule number 1, if her bag is nice, she isn't. I worked at P.F. Chang's, quit that immediately. It was way too much cultural appropriation. Like, as a white person, it did not feel right for me to be making $2 an hour. There's not a single Asian person that works at P.F. Chang's, by the way. I walked into the kitchen, I was like, oh, the PF stands for Puerto Rican Fry Cook. All right, thank you guys so much. My name's Johnston.